This is recording 833. It's Listen Next, 833. It's a part of my podcast series, Speaking to the CIA. The name of my website is, you can either go to speakingtothecia.com or christinastation918.com. You can find me on Twitter, ChristinaMS918. You can find me on Spotify, Scorpio71, or you can find me on Podbean. Look at my podcast, Speaking to the CIA. All right. Or on YouTube, Christina Station 918. Look for my playlist, Speaking to the CIA. I upload all of my podcasts there. So, okay. All right. So, let me continue. Okay. So, this one is going to be, every recording is R-rated. This is definitely going to be R-rated. Okay. I'm going to continue to make reports against Gene. Okay. So in the last podcast where I was talking about the brain injections, how she puts in, oh my God, see, she's blanking my brain right now. How she injects video and pictures and images in my brain. Okay, so quick recap on the recap. Okay, so just so you guys are clear. So from Slidell, from when I lived in Slidell, I started decoding in 2016, but I wasn't in Slidell yet. I wasn't in Slidell till like 2017. Okay, so 2017 is when I started realizing that I have the ability to communicate with mental telepathy. Okay? So, from 2016 to present day, 2026, all right? I can't even remember what month we're in right now. Oh my gosh, we're in May. She blinks my brain that bad. It's the end of May. So, anyway, okay, so from Slidell all the way till I lived in Oklahoma City, so from Slidell to Dallas to Oklahoma City, the auxiliary inputs in my brain would come from the good guys or the bad guys, okay? In Oklahoma City, it was still like that, okay? When I left Oklahoma City, I think it was when I left Oklahoma City, things started. You got my earlier podcast when Jean started pushing everything in overdrive, and she was like, I'm just going to take over. I'm just going to take over, and I'm going to run my racket, and I'm going to commit my crime, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so from the end of Oklahoma City to today, 99.9% of the auxiliary inputs into my brain are Gene Roberts and Hermanson Occult. Very rarely do I get an auxiliary input from the good guys, okay? But I get them, and I make podcasts, and I let you guys know, okay? And we'd be at 5,000 podcasts by now if I told you every single dang thing. Some of it makes me so freaking angry. I'm waiting for Gene's arrest and when I'm face to face with people. And I'm gonna tear the ever living hell out of her. I swear to God. Like, I hold my tongue in my podcast. I'm gonna tear the hell out of her. Anyway, just the lying and the filth and the scum and the injections, the crap that she makes up. Like, there's a lot that I don't put in my podcast, okay? Because I can't. It's just too much. Some of it I have put in to send out as a freaking beacon. You might want to arrest the Navy captain. This is what's going on. but my whole podcast is a beacon. And this is for the Central Intelligence Agency and all world leaders and all world intelligence. But a couple of times I'm like directing it at people in my family that personally know Jean Jernigan Roberts and have the power to hog tire and drag her ass downtown and get her arrested. So anyway, okay, so all right, so I'm going to continue on. So that, and then, the other thing I wanted to say. Okay, so when she's trying to frame the Marines, like, okay, and she does this to gangsters too. She does this to everybody. And she gives the AI to everybody, okay? She sells that you do this, you do whatever you want, I don't care, okay, and everybody uses it how they want, besides the people that are in her cult and agree to do all her evil bidding, then they do everything she says. And then the people she suckers into doing the same thing, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so anyway, and she's been doing this, her selling and distributing copies of AI and getting it out. It's like drugs, okay? Artificial intelligence. It's like drugs. It's like drugs. Like getting it out into the vein and artery of everybody everywhere. Okay? Selling it like crazy everywhere. Okay? So, anyway, she's done this over the past 60 years. So, everybody, no matter who you are, okay, no matter if you are a world leader whose government opted to purchase the technology for intelligence or however you're using it, or anybody anywhere, people wanting to use it to be wanting to be muses, people do that, okay, which Jean probably did a lot of that to cover up for her icing artists. So, which is making muses that probably shouldn't have been doing it to muse, but then, artists are probably like, oh my God, you're precious. Artists are like, oh my God, they're probably, but seeing how real muses used it to, and then Jean icing music for terrorism, and then also conning people by lying to people, whatever method she did, and then muses using it to muse. You see how she uses the muse to cover up her icing the music? And then if you say that people are musing, then she'll go and point fingers and say that people are muses that weren't muses to try to anger even more people. Some people like literally just found out in the past couple of years this is even going on. So, I mean, there's all different... people use it for all different reasons. Okay, they weren't using it Jean's way. Jean and her sickos were using it their way, to abuse, to lie, to control, to steal, to kill, is how Jean Roberts and her Manson occult were using it, and still use it. Now, anyway, and it's unregulated. It's just now becoming famous. It's been around since the 50s. But even getting the regulations through to the government now, we can't even get the United States to arrest Jean and admit that AI is real. The entire world knows that the entire world is ICE. What I mean is everybody's a robot. If you don't have the ability to communicate in mental telepathy, like I told you in previous podcasts, it doesn't mean that people can't go in and output your brainwaves. I've got entire podcasts on it. explain to you how it all works. Okay? So there are laws that were set up, that Gene Roberts set up under the guise of the Illuminati in the NWO on the usage. Like, world governments were supposed to respect world governments, is how it's posed to me. But Gene is the maker of the laws, and Gene has respected no world government. She has the master access to it everywhere. And she has used it to get her way everywhere. So the world is angry. And one thing the world does not want, which they can't be lied to anymore, but when they first found out that everybody's being lied to about AI and Gene's running around trying to schmooze everyone over, just treat everybody like they're alfalfa from the Little Rascals. Just that's also pissing off the entire planet. So anyway, so what she did in regards to a local network of people that she personally gave it to in her area. Okay. Here you go. And she could have not given it to him directly. She could have given it to guys and then had guys give it to guys. You know what I mean? Like playing people or whatever. So anyway, she took the technology from the Marines that were connected to me, and they were Marine veterans. They were there was probably all branches. But the couple of guys, there's a couple of guys I talked, but it was probably all branches, but they were veterans. They were older. They were seasoned veterans. And they would pull their guys on. They would pull younger guys on. And they'd be freaking out. And then Gene would pretend to be me and then would steal from me and then go confront people that didn't know what was going on and tell them that she was me and steal my decode and she would pose as me. Trying to steal everything from me. So she is working them on both ends. So you had military freaking out oh my God. It's basically like the Secret Service, the President's Men, or the King's Men, if you will, finding out that Gene ripped off AI and committed the World Trade Center attack and has got a world dominion plot. And your way to find out what's going on is to go to the very girl that she planned to sacrifice and try to blame everything on, which is me, Christina Stacia. And you got to get in and you got to find out everything. And you have to do it sneaky because you want to catch every single one of the bastards, okay? So then compare that to your regular everyday military out there. They're just every other guy. They're just regular military out there. They don't know anything. Okay? And then she's got her people out working them. Okay? And so they don't know anything. And then you've got another group of military guys who know about this technology. Okay? So the Secret Service isn't going to let them know because they probably background checked them. They're not going to let them know that they know what's going on. Okay? They're not going to do that. Because they know Gina's behind it all. It's like a whole big, you have to operate and trust thing. When Gene is the one running around with her Manson occult, knifing everybody in the back. Now, her and her people got so adept, so they took the technology away from military in upper ranks and regular military who were finding out what was going on. And then she tried to master control it. And she's like, I'm here. I'm here. We operate this. This is our system. We're here for you. This is all the way it goes. Here's our history. I'm sure she... Oh my God, I can only imagine the line she gave him. A freaking slide deck. This is our history, and this is and we're here for you. Oh. Anyway, and she did that to the girls too. She did that to phenomenal women too out there. You know, women that you respect and admire. And women that you respect and admire in Hollywood didn't get where they are in Hollywood by being pansies. They have claws, they have teeth. So to find out that you got conned and then to go put a demand to stop to it, and then to be told by your corporate overhead, no, this is going through this way. They're saying you have to do this, and you're being forced by hand is aggravating and angering. You can imagine, when is this going to end? This is ridiculous. And like Jean thinking she's going to steal from me all my decode, and she's just going to run and schmooze everybody over, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Like, I'm not going to go turn her in and create my podcast and go press charges against her and everything else I've done to try to get her to stop stalking me and my family and turning her in for crimes she committed. Like, her messing with me, because her messing with me is messing with my family. 10 years I've been spending trying to get her arrested so I can have my family back. And so their world is safe. So my children and my grandchildren are safe. And so also the planet, the United States. This is making me insane. What Gene Roberts and her Manson occult have been allowed to get away with. It makes me insane. But anyway, so she took the technology away from them. Then she also took the technology away from everybody else. Like, she threw a net out. Here's AI. Everybody, rah, 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 AI. And like I told you in previous podcasts, and people that were using AI, so Leonardo DiCaprio, he's calling Jack Black, and they're like, I'm just picking out names here. They're just talking back and forth. And then she goes, sorry, Leo, we have to give you this new copy AI. You can't use that one anymore. Give me that back. It's CIA, we're CIA now. Here, give me this back. And he's like, what the hell? So then that gets returned back, and so now what does Gene have? Gene has not only all of Leo's personal information, but now she has all of Jack Black's personal information. So she targeted people, and so then she pulls in all that. So then what does that mean? She gets control of all those people. And she's done worked this process out over 60 years. So it's not just like celebrities or politicians, but it's like her funneling it out to like selling it to like gangsters on the street. And they're going to be the first guys to get picked on, and they should be the last guys to get picked on. Like, they should be like, stop helping Gene. Please stop helping Gene. Gene is a criminal. But this is not their doing. This is Gene Roberts, Manson occult doing. She attacked and infiltrated them as much as she attacked and infiltrated anybody at the top of any government. So just like she did to the military. So as a part of her setting up the military, framing the military, is seizing all that technology back. And then you have everything that goes with it. And then it's nothing but a candy store of Like, look how she lies about me to make money. And she commits terrorism based on the money. I mean, it's ridiculous. The power that she has amassed in trying to do a heist like that. So that's what I wanted to say is, and then they tried to give control, and then somebody said, this is Christina, and then she fed him a line of crap, and then they just instantly like turned over control to Jean. It's probably because they're under Jean's order. We'll just push you another direction instead of having combat in your brain, which makes it worse, to turn Jean in. People are tired of Jean Roberts and her Manson occult. Anyway, so let me continue here. So, one thing that she's doing, she is hacking Walmart. Okay, so you know she likes to mess with Walmart. You see all my decode, see all my podcasts on Walmart, see everything, and see the latest what people figured out, what she also did to Walmart, and then people started cracking jokes at Walmart, going, "Oh my god, oh my god," and then people were like, "Oh my god," people are just like, "Man, Walmart's all right. They're just giving them hell because Walmart's like, oh my god." So, but anyway, so she's got some kind of infiltration program, and I don't know that it's just Walmart. It's just my experience with Walmart because I shop there all the time. So anyway, she's got some kind of infiltration going where if I order groceries, first of all, I place the order online. Okay, I order one thing and I get back, this happens all the time, I get back 3 or 4 of the same thing. Or I get additional groceries that I didn't order. One year I was stolen from. I ordered groceries at Walmart. They never arrived. And then instead what came back was like, and I was robbed. So I ordered like 25 and I didn't have hardly any money. And it was like 25 or 35, 40 bucks in groceries. And the groceries never came. They never arrived. And then she literally ripped off my bank account and I didn't notice it. And next thing I know, we get a delivery here at the house. And we just thought it was a Good Samaritan. And then I found out, no. But I didn't say anything to the house. She ordered like $150 worth of groceries and had it delivered to my house. And it was all Thanksgiving stuff. She probably was trying to send it to wherever she is. And it went to your house instead. Because she didn't have all of her stuff set up right. But anyway, she likes to do like bonus back. Like, I'm going to rob you and then I'm going to bonus you is what she likes to do. And she's probably pretending to be a Mason doing it. She loves to pretend she's the Masons. You know why? She's pissed at me. Because it's been 10 years decoding and I know the Masons. I've decoded so much for the Masons. The Masons have been on with me for 10 years. Probably some of the most powerful Mason guys out there. And Jean runs around here in Tulsa acting like she is the crown princess of the Masons. And they're all just doing what she says, and that's not the case. It makes them cry, some of the stuff that she has gotten away with. Like when you think you can't be shocked, like they'll be on watching me decode. And you think you can't be shocked, and then I'm like decoding, and they're like, they see this, and then afterwards, and then it's tears. And she loves to blame stuff on the Masons, which means, as I've already told you, it's not the Masons, it's Gene Roberts and her Manson occult. Because she's attacking people to go love them. Now, that's MK Ultra. That's a psychological torture technique. I'm going to freaking knock the heck out of you, and then I'm going to save you. She does that. She'll purposely insult people, slur people, attack people just to show up on the scene and be the savior. That's one of her big ploys. And people freaking handle it all different ways, but they're all wise to it. Some of them are like, I know she's going to blame me. I know everybody knows we didn't do this. Everybody knows Gene did it. Just boomerang it. Just back at Gene. Some people are like, no, you're not going to do that, Gene. You're not going to use me as your little pivot thing. No, you're not going to do that. Everybody handles it different. Some people don't say anything. They're wise to it and they don't say anything. Probably because they're out freaking hunting Ku Klux Klan. It's probably what's going on. And I'll thank God for those guys. But anyway, so, which is now extended. You guys need to know those guys out hunting Ku Klux Klan. You guys need to know the Secret Service, the military, people all over the world. I know you guys know that because you're out there where you know what's going on. But like, don't even think about going at anybody because they're going at you, Gene, or finding out who you are, where you are, everywhere. Gene Roberts, you and your Manson occult. And don't think you're slick and above the law and getting away with anything, Gene Roberts and your Manson occult. But anyway, so they would come back in like double and triple orders. And so anyway, the duplicates, it would like this last hour, I ordered one thing of chicken sandwiches and I got back 3 boxes. So, and it's like, it happens every single time. It's somebody purposely messing with the orders. So is it like them messing with my order after I place the order on my phone, and then the people filling the orders are filling the orders based on the order, screw up on the phone, so she's doing it at the phone level? Or is she like using ice on the people filling the orders and they're accidentally like grabbing the wrong thing? Well, what would cause them to grab an additional thing besides a substitute? But then it wouldn't be like missing. What I ordered would be missing, but then there would be a substitute. But if it's in stock and then it purposely comes back, and then she probably does do that because she likes to traffic with food. Everything is about food. She has been selling and trafficking. She's been trafficking babies, kids, and adults with food for 60 years. This is her freaking shtick. This is her fucking thing. And now she's using it as a shield to be a savior of children. No, you're not. You found a new way to do the same old damn thing. And you conned people into your shit. And you broke people's hearts. And you've pissed people off. So anyway, because she just wants to keep doing this. She wants to keep doing the same thing. So I can tell, like, what comes back or what comes in. Like, I can tell that Gene has been messing with Walmart somehow. So she also has robbed my credit cards. She keeps claiming that I stole her identity. I never stole her identity. And then she says that's her excuse to robbing me. She ripped me off on my credit cards. She ripped off my credit cards. She maxed the shit out of a couple of them. And I go to try to fight it and I just give up. It's too ridiculous. It's too hard. It's too ridiculous. And then there's times she's like, I'm not even going with all the different ways that she's robbed me. I'll just wait till later when I can talk to people in person. She robs me at all different ways, all different times. And then she acts like it's not her doing it. Her usual stick, it's somebody else doing it. No, it is Jean Jernigan Roberts. But anyway, with the Cash App, she started ripping me off big time on Cash App. And it has since like died down, but that's no matter what bank account I'm on. She robs my bank accounts. No matter what bank account I get, she robs my bank accounts. I've had so much freaking money. And if I don't have a bank account and I keep cash, where am I going to keep it? Because she breaks in. So why would I do that? And I don't even want to add that to my house. My God, it's already bad enough. They know, some of them know some of the people that are doing this, and they can't let me know that. But hopefully they're doing the right thing and turning them in. But I would not invite that into my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not only our house she breaks into every house in this city. She's doing it all over the United States. She's doing it all over the world. It's houses, businesses, cars, museums. She even tears up landmarks like national parks. Like, she mutilates and steals and breaks and robs. It's her Manson cult is doing that all over the world. Jean Jernigan Roberts is the leader of the Manson cult, and her cult are doing that all over the world. They have destroyed so much and have caused people loss everywhere, so much all over the planet. Paintings destroyed in museums. I mean, it's bad. The Eiffel Tower. So hopefully my roommates are doing the right thing and talking to actual authorities and not talking to people posing as cops or any of that, and actually going and doing what they need to be doing, which that's very easy for everyone in this city at this point to go turn in Jean. She's not the safe name. She is the actual perp. She's the one that put people up to that shit. So if you're one of the people got put up to that shit and you want out of it, I'd get your ass up to the police and start freaking naming names. Jean Roberts is a terrorist. So anyway, so the Walmart, so she's messing with Walmart. She's hacked the Walmart app. She's messing with Walmart. She's got some kind of like shoe in there where she's acting like she's guarding and she's security of Walmart. And she's doing her racket, acting like she's a savior and she's a contracted in. She tried to do that at Reese's too, and I'm like, would you freaking quit? Like, would you freaking stop? You're making a fool of yourself. You're turned in. So anyway, I'm just letting Walmart know that Jean's got a little invasion going on in the corporation. So, and also Cash App. And let me tell you something about Cash App. Cash App is the freaking miracle child of electronic banking. Everybody loves it. Don't let it be taken over or destroyed or mutilated by hackers. Please. People love that. People love Cash App. That application is amazing. Stop letting people infiltrate and hack. If it is in not your regular everyday hacker sneaking in, but I mean Jean Roberts people claiming they've got some permission. I got permission. I'm just going to rob people. Because she does pull that line too. And you know what someone told me? Speaking of, and I asked permission if I could say this. someone said, someone told me, Jean Roberts keeps going, it's China. You know, she blames everything on everybody else. She goes, it's China. China's doing it. It's China. It's China. And China, the country of China got pissed. And it's Chinese here in the United States. And they got pissed. And they said, no, it is not us. And you're pissing us off, Jean Roberts, because you don't have an understanding of how things run and what people do for $1 to make a living. You have no respect for it. So what they're saying to me, well, they're not talking to me, Christina. Sorry, she's trying to control my speech because she's going to try to steal what I'm saying. Which, again, Jean Roberts, I mean, you people have got to be the goddamn dumbest fucking people in the world. I swear to God, that makes me laugh right there. That's when not everybody gets to sit back and freaking laugh. Jean Roberts just tried to manipulate my speech just now. She's gonna face off with China as she's getting told off about trying to blame everything on China. She's trying to turn around, trying to pretend to be me. Okay. Anyway, so let me continue with what I'm saying. So, when China is yelling at Jean Roberts for all the robbery, she also said in my brain. She said something about that's how China is. They've heard recent conversations in my world, people talking about how people do things differently in different countries and stuff, and have heard people talking about how China taxes people. If they don't like something you do, that they'll tax you. No different than New York City with the fat tax. They put extra tax on soft drinks and juice. But anyway, so they tax you, but I guess their taxes are heavier. I don't know a lot about it. I guess their taxes are heavier. So then they heard people saying that, and then they go, we're China. And then I started getting ripped off big time, chunks of $200 at a time. And then China got really, really, really pissed and started telling them off. And they basically were saying, you have no idea what it takes to build a nation. And the kind of blood and sweat and tears that goes into building a nation. From the person hauling the lumber all the way up to the top of the government. Everybody. You're messing with infrastructure that's pissing them off. And it's propaganda, what they're doing. It's propaganda against Chinese, what they're doing. And they think they're going to be stupid enough. China's that's definitely not China. Oh, you want to smack at us? And we're just not going to do anything in return? So they're mad on multiple levels. And then another thing they said was, they said, you're comparing the the government of America to Chinese government, and you're running around proclaiming you're China now, and you're going to run things in America the way that China runs them. But you don't even know they're literally talking to Jean and her Manson occult. You want the fruit of what you consider fruit, which is not fruit. But she considers that fruit. and then apply it to your freaking wacky new United States you want to build while you crash the actual United States government, and you want to use what you view as fruit from China to do that here? It's pissing China off. You're not China, you don't represent China. And it's actual Chinese. I'm sorry, she's controlling my speech right now. They think they are so freaking funny, I swear to God. They made me go, the actual Chinese. I bet China right now is like, oh my God. Let me talk. It's probably a lot of people. China never talks. But probably a lot of people do want to. They do want to talk. But China is on. You can't get anything past China. You can't get anything past any nation in the world. They know everything. But China doesn't ever talk. They don't need to. But here is something that they did say. Everybody was talking in my brain, and then they got a kick out of it, and they said, you won't, with what you've done, you running your hustle, and you conning people and trying to trap people into covering you by forcing their hand into helping you, Gene Roberts, get away with committing crime and hurting people. And then we're finding out what's really going on. And then we're forced in this situation of a medium of trying to mitigate everything. You have really pissed people off. This is not acceptable. None of this is okay. None of this is acceptable or okay. Nobody's doing what they want to be doing. So they said, and you keep stalking Christina. You keep assaulting Christina. You keep stalking your family. You keep saying we're the ones that are doing that, and we are not the ones doing that. And you're doing that to upset her family because my boys love Asia. They love Asia. Oh my gosh. And so you're doing that to break their hearts because they're witnessing their mom on a podcast already has pressed multiple charges against you, open cases everywhere, and a podcast against you trying to turn you in. And you just think you just think that you're going to get away with it. And then the manipulation of, she tried to manipulate the media on the TV, and she tried to, it was Asia, she tried to manipulate Asian media controllers. I don't know what the word for that is. The Asian powerhouse of the media and of the United States media. So she tried to manipulate and con them, and then they realized that Gene Roberts and Hermanson Nicole have been conning them, and they have very much expressed their anger, and they're just very holding their this. Nobody's saying or doing anything. So that means something's being done somewhere behind the scenes, and until then it's just But anyway, this is something that they said that I got a kick out of. Everybody said, you know what? You're running around running a child trafficking ring, acting like you're saving children. You know what we should be doing? And they're not hang on. She's trying to incriminate them. You're trying to attack Christina by spreading lies about Christina, which makes you a child trafficker, Gene, because you have abused Christina all her life, and she has asked them or cornered them just like she does everybody. The paid babysitter. I spread lies about Christina. Now you're ordered to go on, and she's everybody's child until she's dead. That's basically what's going on there. So you forcing them into that position, they don't want to be in that position. So, and then you running around claiming that you're a freaking pimp and all freaking happy about it. Like Jean literally, she told me that when I lived in Slidell. She goes, we have a few tricks of our own. And she was real snide. She meant she is tricking everybody. She is trafficking people out the wazoo in the United States of America. And she'll give you every song, lie, and dance. And that's what I'm getting to. China is like, you know what? You're full of crap, Navy gal. So, you know what? Here's ways I can make money. I could make billions. And this is multiple people talking in China. I could literally sell the website address of Christina's website for $1. And if I sold it to 8 billion people, Jean would be arrested and I'd have $8 billion. Another way I can make money is until the United States wants to arrest Jean, then I think everybody should be a pimp. If you are not Caucasian. I think every Caucasian in America, I don't care who you are. And they literally said that. We don't care. China said that. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I do not care. I don't care. All the way up into the White House, into Hollywood, sports, some white girl walking down the street. I do not care. I don't care. If you are a white woman in the United States of America, you should consider yourselves for fucking sale. Minus the F word. Just putting an F word in my sentence. You should be for sale. You think you're cute getting away with doing this to people. You have killed people all over the world. And they're not talking to every single white woman because they know every single white woman hasn't done that. They're talking about this group of people that are in Jean Roberts Manson occult that have been helping her run a trafficking terrorism ring. Who run around and pander to everybody. Oh, we're just your friend. We're just doing this for you. No, you're not. So then, life's not fair. I don't care. All white women should suffer. That's what they said. That is literally what they said to me. And you know what you should be on sale for? And then they told me what the price should be. They told me, well, they were telling me, or telling everybody else. Everybody's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then they're like, why aren't we freaking doing that? And then they said, they told me today, they're like, let me help you figure out a price to put, because they know you're going to make they know I'm going to make a podcast. So they said every white woman in the United States is for sale for $23. Every white woman. That's what they said. And then everybody that is not white, hey, don't look at us. You had that coming. Anyway, I thought that was so epic. And that really is what should be going on. If Jean wants to claim she owns America, show her who owns America. I just think that's so freaking amazing. I'm just like, oh my God. But anyway, where am I? I'm at 48 minutes. So let me end this recording here.